Today I'm going to check on our dahlia cuttings that we took 3 weeks ago. These are the pot dahlias, growing nicely, and I'm going to take 3 more cuttings today, and then we'll have a look at the cuttings that we've taken before and demonstrate how you can tell that the cuttings have taken. So after 3 weeks we've got 16 cuttings so far, and I'm going to take another 3 today, so that'll be 19 cuttings, and still plenty more to come. We talked about this before, how much leaf to leave on. That's okay. And this one is Clearview Audrey. Just take one leaf off there, that's about right. There's 3 more cuttings in the water. Now, we took 4 cuttings on the 18th of February, 3 weeks ago. And we're going to have a look to see whether we think the roots have taken at this stage. They usually have. And there's a few different ways of assessing whether the cutting has put roots out. So if we have a look at each one, the leaves are just paling a little bit, but you can see how healthy the plant is otherwise. It's full of water, so it's taking water up, it's not wilting, it's still alive, and all of those things mean that these cuttings are functioning, they're actually working, and the likelihood is after 3 weeks that they've put roots out. So the 3 standard ways to check whether our cuttings have rooted are, first of all, is the plant growing? I'll try to do a flashback to these particular cuttings when they were first taken. The growth will occur in the apical stem here, and also the size of the leaves tends to increase. So I hope you can appreciate from the flashback how much larger these plants are now, and therefore they are growing, and that confirms they must have a root system. So first of all, is the plant growing? Secondly, and I've not found anyone who actually likes to do this, but it is a standard practice, is you give a little tug and if the cutting stays put, then it's got roots. If it comes out, I think you've probably damaged it a bit, and you can have a look at the end of the stem and see whether there are any roots. So to get a little tug, you just got to judge how much to pull, and it doesn't come out, so we confirm that it's rooted. I don't do that, and I don't know anyone else who does, because it just doesn't feel right. The third thing you can do is to have a look underneath the pot and see whether there's any roots emerging. Now, it's only 3 weeks, and in fact I've looked at all of these and there aren't any roots emerging, but sometimes you can, even at 3 weeks, you can see a little white root. I'm going to cheat a bit here. This is a different plant altogether, but hopefully you can see how the roots appear at the bottom there. So given another week, maybe 2 weeks, and we will begin to see very white roots showing through there. So we've got 4 healthy cuttings showing evidence of rooting, and we will now leave the plastic bags off, because they're able to support their own water system, and therefore they don't need any more protection, so we'll let them breathe. I will put them back on the heating mat just for maybe another week to help the roots come along, but once the plant has got a root system, it's perfectly in order to put it into much cooler conditions. So we put ours in the polytunnel. Just bag up the 3 cuttings that we did today. So they're all set to go on the heating mat. So there we are, 19 cuttings on the go. And I'm hoping about the same number, or maybe more, still to come from those mother tubers.